move on to shampooing, braids, and twisting. Any questions on the cleansing, scalp preventing damage after braid removal? I think we talked about that. That's why I think we can move on. So, Ayana, I want you to read unique step for proper cleaning of braids. And first of all, why do you guys think we're focusing on braids? Or how to take care of braids? As it relates to why? Why would shampoo, conditioner, and rinse, why would that chapter, why are we focusing on how we prevent damaging, how you take down braids, proper braids, kit, why? Because for every manipulation other than silk press that you're going to do to the hair, well, for every kind of style, I shouldn't say manipulate, for every kind of style that you're going to do here, there's going to be some kind of manipulate that will bring it, that you'll teach in your industry. And maybe that you're going to be teaching it like me and doing it like me. So that's why we're focusing. That's why I did not. And Josephine had a good point. Remember, Josephine was like, well, how about your hair extension? Can you spray it? Why didn't I focus on hair extensions? Because regardless, what's carrying the hair extensions? What's carrying your hair extensions?
Oh, your hair.
Well, in what braids? Braids. So even when you guys started school, and I don't know if you guys remember, I asked you, you're not a cornrow. Remember I asked that?
Yeah.
Because I want to know, what am I doing? Because that, a lot of our job, I mean, she just did a twist, and that's dreadlock. That's still some type of manipulating. That's why I went in, because you're like, well, what does shampoo and conditioner and rinse has to do with? Because at the end of the day, we're going to drive those products into service. So right now, we're talking about how proper service is going to be, and then before we start moving chapters, we're going to start getting into how do we even make product to bring to that service. That makes sense? All right. So let's go to unique step for proper cleansing of braid. And I feel a lot better. I think I'm just going to stand for a minute. I was very nauseated. I think it's because I take iron pills now. So I take them. I don't know why I do that. I take them before eating any kind of meal. That's not good. I felt I was going to die. I was having hot flashes. Okay. So let's go into shampoo, braids, and twists. And you guys are reading today. I am just coming here to talk.
Shampoo, braids, and twists.
Please read up a little louder for me, my dear.
Shampooing, braids, and twists can be a challenging task, but it is important to clean the hair thoroughly without damaging or tangling. Here are some techniques natural hairstyles can use for shampooing, braids, and twists. should, whereas natural hairstylists should make sure to use products that are gentle, moisturizing, and prevent tangle. Here are some products natural hairstylists should consider using when washing braids. Certified free shampoo. Sulfate free shampoo can be harmful to hair and strip without its natural oil. Really? I didn't know that. A certified free sulfate free shampoo cleanses the hair without damaging it. Clear gel shampoo that rinses thoroughly. These shampoos are easy to rinse out of the hair.
Acetic rinse.
Acetic rinse such as apple cider vinegar can help restore the hair pH balance and prevent hair breakage. On the other hand, natural hairstyles should avoid using products that contain harsh chemicals or can tug or damage hair. Here are some products that should be avoided when washing braids. Clarifying shampoo. Clarifying shampoo can severely stress the hair and strip it out of its natural oils. They can also cause tangles and damage to the braids. Moisturizing conditioner. And to avoid heavy cream shampoo and conditioner that coats the braid shaft. What's that?
Petroleum-based products.
Petroleum-based product. Only
Lubricate?
lubricates.
Oh, it's no. You can liquor up the hair? Liquor.
Only a liquor. The hair and shaft, they do not allow moisture to enter or leave the hair. Heavy wax gels or pomade, these attract dust and dirt from the environment. Commercial dandruff. Shampoo. These consist of harsh chemicals that
Commercial dandruff shampoos. Yeah, it's called commercial dandruff shampoos. Meaning like the industrial shampoos that they make, that's just what it means.
These consist of harsh chemicals that remove sebum from the hair.
You can come out and
If a client has used commercial dandruff shampoo, deep conditioner is needed to moisturize the hair. Heavy oils can weigh the hair down and cause tangles or matting. Asphalt-based products can dry out the hair and lead to hair breakage, especially when applied directly to the scalp.
You didn't do it till often, right? Okay, you did do it, okay. So you need any product?
No.
It's cheap.
Like when you read these articles, like when you go in and start reading something, and when you go back to read, you'll just go.
We're gonna watch a couple of products, and then I'm gonna go back and read this, just so you guys can have a clue, because the way you're reading, I think you guys are going to not catch the whole essence of the reading. So I'm gonna go back, because this is not really important. So I'm gonna have you guys watch a quick video, and there we go. Murphy, you have a blessed day, sir. I'll see you soon. Some days I can get things, oh, there we go. Like some days I have to rewire my brain.
What is, lucre on the end?
Is it showing up there?
Yeah.
It's showing? Oh, yes.
Just ready to. Totally over them. As you can see, my scalp is on 100 and I'm just ready to wash my scalp. So let's just get it started. So I removed most of my braids, which took 4.5 super long hours. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is cut the ends of my braids off. And from there, I'll just begin unbraiding, making sure to remove any jewels in my braids along the way. So y'all thought I was exaggerating about being super ready to take these off. Look at that scalp. Look at that buildup, y'all. Oh my God. So to remove the buildup, I'm going to take my wet brush and brush each section from the ends to the roots. This is also going to be removing any shed hair that you have shed along the time period that you have these braids. Another way I like to unbraid the hair is by using a rat-tail comb. In my opinion, this speeds things up a bit, and for some reason, it's slightly satisfying. I just put the end of the comb through the braid and I pull it down and it just unravels. Then I continue unbraiding with my hands up into the very root of the hair, and then I just slide the braided hair right off. Repeating the previous steps, I initially use my wet brush from the ends to the roots to remove the buildup, and then I take a comb, like a fine tooth comb, and I really get through the buildup. I'm going to section off my hair and gently brush through to ensure that there's no more tangles and to release more shed hair buildup before wetting it. If you wet it while you have the buildup, you are asking for a world of trouble. I promise you, you're going to regret it. And so that's why I really put emphasis on removing the buildup and the shed hair before you actually get to the shampoo process. Note that it's very normal to have a lot of shed hair after a protective style. Your hair has
see
been
that much
sitting
shed?
in a protective
Yeah,
style
not that much.
for 4 weeks
Is it
now,
much?
and you're not releasing that shed hair through manipulation, so you're gonna get that shed
Water.
hair whenever you take a break.
Yep.
Oh, yes, a lot.
So I'll be using Shea Moisture's jojoba oil and Yakuba butter, braid up and take down detangling for the first time. And this is gonna help soften and prime my hair for shampooing, and it's gonna add some extra slip to my hair to remove the knots and the buildup. So let me put y'all on real quick. This stuff is so bomb. It's crazy moisturizing and super slippery. This was my first time using it, and I honestly can say that I cannot live without it after using it just once. I highly
So
recommend it.
that's called a pre-poo, what she's doing right now.
So here's some more shed hair from the detangling process, and I'm feeling better already, y'all, okay? Lightheaded, literally. Now let's move on to cleansing. So I'm gonna wet my hair thoroughly and co-wash my hair. So here I'm using the TGen or TGIN Triple Moisture Conditioner. I'm gonna apply that to my hair starting from the ends on up, and I'm gonna be very generous while applying this. I also like to co-wash at my roots to loosen up that buildup on my scalp, and then I proceed with detangling from the ends on up with a wide tooth comb. Now I'm gonna rinse with warm water and shampoo with Uncle Funky's Daughter Squeaky, which is a deep cleaning shampoo that soothes, very minty, invigorating feel to it. I love this shampoo because it makes my scalp feel really, really clean, but it does not make the hair feel dry and too clean, if you know what I mean. So I rinse that out really well and proceed with deep conditioning. Now I'm using one of my absolute favorite deep conditioners, which is Shea Moisture's Manuka Honey and Mafura Oil Intensive Hydration Hair Mask. Can they make that name a little shorter? So I'm gonna apply that very generously to the hair, focusing mainly on the ends, and then I'm gonna finger detangle that through my hair.
Finger
So I
combing?
put that up and let it sit for about 10 minutes or so. So after 10 minutes, my hair is super soft and moisturized, and I'm gonna rinse well with cool water to
There you
seal the
go.
cuticle of my hair. And kaboom, voila. I'm so excited and happy to finally have my curls back and popping, y'all. Y'all have no idea. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
So, I love this video so much because it says how to remove bug spreading buildup. So let's go with you. Give me your feedback. What are the things that you do wrong? What are the things that you do right? And you know what? Before you talk, I need to make a video of a break takedown. Because when I was looking for a video, I couldn't find any that really explained break takedown the way I did. I couldn't. I mean, she did a few things right, but when she started the process, you guys could see all that shading. Yeah, she did a few things wrong. So now let's go with what she did wrong. Because in the video, everything we've talked about till now, she did it. So I'm gonna have you break it down for me, and then everyone is gonna go. All right, let's go, Anna.
I would say in the beginning when she was taking down her hair, she didn't damp the hair before taking down. And then the second part of her showing us how she takes the
Braid sediment.
braid settlement on her hair. She used a really skinny comb, and she combed it from the root, and you could see all that hair falling out. Yeah, that she could have saved if she would have just wet the hair and broke it down like this.
But she also has a lot of hair.
She does.
And has a really bad practice on how to take care of it, you know. All right. Anything else?
She did do a pre-pooling shampoo.
She did a pre-poo with conditioner. So you can do pre-poo two ways. You can do a what's it called? A co-wash. Sorry, she did a co-wash was what she did before she ended up washing. So she combed that hair with a conditioner, which is almost kind of like a pre-poo, before shampoo. What do you do before the shampoo? So she kind of did one. Yeah, but she used the conditioner to do that. All right, you go. What else did you notice in there?
I would say she didn't finger comb.
Yeah, no finger combing while she finger combed in the bathroom, but no finger combing before she even got to the process. Yes. No finger combing.
No finger comb.
So, and then she, finger combing. I won't tell you guys, I should be quiet. I'm trying to ask you guys, what else did she do that, so no finger combing and
She didn't use a wide tooth comb.
brought the wrong tool to the job.
Yeah.
No wide tooth comb or any kind of wide object for somebody that has a lot of hair. But eventually she brought it into the co-wash in the bathtub. She brought it in at a loss. Like, so you had the tool, baby, what happened? But listen to me. This is somebody teaching people how to take down. Imagine if somebody that has this much hair, This is why I love this video so much, because she did few things right, but then she did the starting of the, so she came at the end of the day and used the right tools, did the right process, but started off really wrong because the damage was already done. But then she came back to doing everything right, but the damage to the hair was already done. There's more pull that could have been. I mean, did you see how she held the hair? Remember when I said you can be pulling the hair? She pulled out the hair and took the, and I guess she's doing a video. You don't ever want to extend your hair, because when you're also taking down hair, believe it or not, we did anagen, catagen, and telogen, right? The hair has been sitting in a resting phase. That's why all that sediment is coming out, all that new growth is coming in, all that shedded hair is in there, that gotta come out gently, right? So the hair is susceptible to breakage. The hair is very fragile. So putting a brush to that hair like that dry, that's calling for, that's bad. So you guys can see what you should not do when you're doing a takedown, but also what you should do. So that's what I want you to get from that video. Because she came around and did a pre-pull, which is she used conditioner to do a pre-pull. Before she washed, she put conditioner, got the hair soft. She kind of walked the conditioner when she was in the bathtub. She also when she was about to wash, before she did the conditioner, she washed the hair out with warm water. What does that do?
That dries up the hair.
And it opens up the cuticle as well. It opens up the cuticle of the hair when you use warm water before you do any conditioner. That's when you put people in the sink. And then if you notice, when she was rinsing it out, she rinsed it out with cold water to close out, and that locks the cuticle. Yeah. So she did a lot of things right. So let's give her some credit, but she did the start off wrong. So please. So when we do, I think what we should do is do a good takedown. So if anybody needs a takedown, please let me know, because I know you're gonna need a takedown before you, and you're gonna need a takedown for sure, pretty soon. And so maybe, and I know that we're gonna be moving into clinical, and I know that I don't have takedown in your curriculum, but it would be nice to have a day of takedown where we can do a video and just show people how to do a takedown, because I could not find a video. But I would love this video so much, because there was so much she did wrong and then came and did a lot right. And a lot of people wouldn't think that was wrong.
Yeah.
They would think that was just right. They would, oh yeah. And another reason also, when she stretched out the hair, she said, well, you gotta comb from the tip. It didn't make sense. Was there anything holding the tips? No. Remember when I told you? All of the stress is up here, all the breakage, all the your new growth, or whatever is shedding, is stuck into that sediment, believe it or not. That sediment is so breaking off that sediment is the most important thing. So once you break it off, you don't want to leave it up there, you want to push it to the center, and then create that clearance to have them come out. So people think when you're going from the tip, you're actually really kind of damaging the tip, because the tip is so susceptible. It's like the hair's fragile right now, and that's why you need it to be wet. So it's not coming out at a fast pace, I'm sorry. All right, you come.
And I was gonna say, when she showed us the second part of her combing out her hair, she did it from the root and then let it out.
Yeah, when she got it wet. Because again, that's what a lot of people that have natural have been trained like that. Because why? She's done the pre-poo. She's done the conditioner before she did the shampoo, and then she did the shampoo, and then she did the conditioner. So it's easy for her now. Now the hair has movement. And then she got the white tooth comb now to kind of comb it out, right? Is that not what you're saying? So yeah. So she did all of that because now she has taken out all. But what she should have done is make sure that the hair was wet to start with. Did I take down? Get all that stuff out. Again, you would have people argue with you. I'm telling you flat out that you need to start combing out the hair from the tip. But the question you have to ask them is why. They would not know why. They would just say, why? It makes it where your hair don't shed as much. Why? The only reason why is because you got to create a clearance to get out whatever that is stuck in the hair. And the clearance to me needs to be pushed to a place first where the hair is comfortable, because when you're going from, like I said, when you're going from this and creating that clearance to the hair, you have to understand that there's a lot more hair that is going to fall out, but if you can able to push this in and then push it slowly out, even though you're combing it, push it slowly out, you get less hair. Because the goal is to make sure that your client retain as much of their hair as possible. That makes sense?
Yeah.
All right. So great video over there. You know, if anybody needs it to serve as a reference for them, I can always shoot it out to them so you can take time to watch it and see what we should do. Lacquer means, like I said, to lubricate, to lubricate something. Yeah. So, but it doesn't say lubricate. But if you read it, it's like coating the hair with something. So it means lubricate. Really. Especially when you're doing petroleum. I don't know what else you would do with petroleum, but lubricate. All right, so the next one is cleansing hair and scalp to prevent damage after hair braiding. Okay, so I like this video too. Is that playing up there?
Hey everyone, VIP Hair Shanti here, the Healthy Hair Guru, coming to you guys today with how to take out your braids while keeping your hair intact. A lot of times when people take out braids, you see right there how you have those little dirt balls from where the braids grew out at. It's right like where your new growth and the braids meet. A lot of people, when they take their braids out, they tend to try to comb out those knots and they lose a lot of hair and then they experience thinning. And so, like any progress that they made in growth from the protective style, because they took it out wrong, they don't always see the benefits of that protective style. So today, I'm just going to show y'all how I remove those little clumps of hair that's right there between the braids.
And please watch and you tell me what you do.
Contrary to popular belief, it's just typically build up from having your hair for like a month or more, and so product build up, probably hair that's just because most people don't shampoo the braids, so you know just kind of some dirt from the hair itself, and also just probably lint as well. Literally, if you let warm water run on it for a few minutes, it will break it up and soften it. Like most of the time we've all been taught to just comb that out and to, so your hair don't tangle. I mean, and then you don't shampoo it directly, but just let that water run on it for a while to soften up, just that old product build up, and put conditioner on it. Now you can see right here in this section how, like, I put a little bit of the Grow conditioner on this piece, and I'm just breaking it apart with my hand. It's so easy. And look at my gloves. You don't see any of that hair coming out into my gloves. A lot of time when you combing out, your hair from those braids, it's a lot of hair coming out because you're actually ripping out, your hair trying to get those tangles loose, but you're getting it detangled on dry hair. Now, Grow conditioner has a lot of slip, so of course I recommend that if you using it to detain your hair for a cool wash. A lot of people use it for a lot of things. You can also put like your favorite oil, whether that be olive oil or grapeseed, like mix your hair with water and put like oil on your hair prior to starting this process. But once you like coat your hair in oil, then just start immediately rinsing it. And this is another side, this is right by the ear. A lot of people always have that side on the ear that always have like the biggest clump of buildup that is taking your hair out. Why not this water? Just literally running water, like warm water, high pressure, like this on it, breaks it up. And you go typically that one on the side that you first when you take it, combing out, look like half the hair, and that section just came out. But this water is good, And like I said, if you have a section, look, just check it out. I'm just gonna rinse it and pick it up. Like that clump that was right there is gone. And if you have any clumps in between that still is there, after you rinse it, just put a little bit of the Grow conditioner on it. And like I'm doing right now, put it on and break it up with your hand. Break it up with your hand. It's so easy. And I just want to to kind of give a lot of tips this summer. Oftentimes I find myself, you know, with my clients or even, you know, other people that I talk to, 'cause I like to talk to people, they'll experience growth throughout the year, and then in the summertime, when they get their hair braided, they may experience loss, and oftentimes, you know, sometimes it may be from dipping it too high in hot water, but a lot of times it's really from the removal. Like people just are unaware of like the proper way to take out their hair. And I just wanted to try to be helpful this summer and give a lot of people just different tips and insight on just different ways that they can start treating their hair better. Because, you know, your hair regimen is one thing, tell your hair, maintenance is another. It's a lot of different components to keeping your hair to its best state. It's not like one thing. Like you can use grow drops all day and it will stimulate and grow your hair. But if you're not, you know, clipping your ends or treating your ends properly or conditioning properly or detangling your hair properly, and then you're never gonna see that lint retention that you want. So, you know, I just really wanted to be a help to you guys with this video, this summer. Now what I'm doing first is since I, you know, broke up all those clumps all over, before I even shampoo hair, pretty much all the time when it's like the hair needs to be detangled, I co-wash it first. Before I do anything else, I'm gonna co-wash it and detangle the hair, and make sure that, you know, all those spaces in between where I may have missed, you know, some of the clumps are taken, you know, are detangled properly, and, you know, so that way we don't have
See
a
how
problem
she's holding the hair
later when
in
you
the
shampoo
tool?
it, because you know, we all know, if you shampoo your hair right after braids, or like when you take out a sewing, without detangling it, you're gonna have some dreadlocks. You're gonna have some dreads in your head. And then you're really gonna be crying trying to detangle that and get that loose. And you know, you're gonna lose a lot of hair in the process. So co-washing, you know, is something that I typically do with all natural clients, but definitely after you've taken out a protective style, you're gonna always co-wash first before you do anything else.
I wish you can show us how much hair came
The
out.
hair is completely detangled. You can go back to your normal process of shampooing hair. So what we're doing right now, basically just rinse out all the conditioner. I'm gonna shampoo her hair. Shampoo it twice. Just make sure that we get all the filled up. And any excess of conditioner you have on the scalp, get all that off. And probably deep condition it, put it under the dryer or under the steamer. I just want y'all to see, even with this co-washing, how good the hair looks. And I'm so excited. So yeah, just proceed to the shampoo process. Now when I do shampoo, I make sure I focus on the scalp, not the ends. When you rinse it out, when you rinse the shampoo out, it's gonna go all the way down, so the ends are gonna get soapy as well. So just really try to focus on the scalp and getting that really clean. And when you rinse, it's gonna go all the way down, so you'll be good. This is the Grow shampoo that we're using right now. It's first part of the Grow Healthy Hair System. Now for time's sake, guys, I went ahead and shampooed it again and then conditioned the hair, combed it out. I didn't show that because this video is getting way too long, okay? Now, you can see this is her last condition. This is the Grow Conditioner. It's just melting her hair, just going straight through it. Y'all can see that her hair is moisturized, it's shiny, it's beautiful, it's nice and detangled. And, you know, it's just looking amazing. You can also see the good thing about conditioner, you can actually see how your hair will look if you have more product on it because it weighs it down. So you get to check like your length really good. So a lot of people that don't actually, you know, straighten their hair, they're in the natural. While you have your conditioner in your hair, you actually just get to see your actual length of your hair. And voila, this is once I rinse out the conditioner, bring it to the front, just letting y'all see all around the perimeter. Curls is popping. And all I have on her hair right now is like a deluxe tangle. I don't even have like any major product or anything in her hair because she actually is getting a quick weave. So this is a quick weave we did. She actually has a closure. She didn't leave any of her hair out.
You know, she mostly wears protective styles, either this or braids. So thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all
Right.
tuning in. This is actually
So this is a professional. Tell me what you guys think. Give me your feedback on
She
this.
can keep this for like a month, and probably after this, she's just gonna go back to her braids. Thank y'all for
I
watching.
think she should
Peace.
have,
P.S. Make sure y'all tag a friend.
when she was taking down her hair, she should have, took out the braid settlement as she went, instead of waiting to get to the bowl.
Okay, and then what else? Says she should have taken down braid segment before going to the bowl. So like this is video 1. Video 1 is at home. DIY. Okay, video 2. Salon. Alright, you said she should have what? Taken out the segment. Take out sediment in the chair versus in the bowl. Alright, what else? And everybody can go, so that way she's not, so we can move. What else? Because chapter 8 is long. We would be doing 3 days if we don't move. What else? We haven't even scratched on
It's done, that she took it over in the bowl.
I think she did few things, my opinion. My opinion. Because she's a professional too, right? She works in a salon. And that's Georgia. I don't even know their rule if it's licensed, but I take it that this would be a licensed person, my opinion. So
That's my opinion too.
my opinion is, I think that, so the sink gives you a control space, right? And she's actually, the segment, I don't wanna have to tell you, why don't you guys give me your feedback and then I'll tell you what I think. All right, what else?
So are there many other ways to take down sediments, or is it just?
You're still
one?
asking me questions. I need you to give me feedback on the video.
Okay.
All right, what else? Do you think she did wrong? And if you don't think she did wrong, you don't have to say anything. If you think everything she did was, you would have done the same and it would have been great, because I think that that's that person's technique. I think if somebody that is new, I think they will have had a disaster in the sink. So, but I want to know what you guys think she did wrong or what she did right. What else? Check out segment in the chair instead of the sink. Sink.
Like the first video, I didn't really see her using any type of.
We are in the second video. I want you to go to the second video. We're done with the first. Let's go to that second video.
That's what I'm saying. She didn't use
Go
a
ahead.
white to comb it. But go ahead.
So you mean the stylist didn't use a white tooth comb?
I didn't see her use.
Yeah, but she used the hand. She did a lot of finger combing. As a matter of fact, she did more finger combing than anything.
Yeah, but then after she didn't use.
Because she was in a controlled environment. She did a majority of her work in the sink. And then when she came outside of the sink, she used the brush. And the way she was using the brush was scary to me. Okay, what else did you think that she could have done differently?
I think when it was time for her to brush, she could have, instead of holding up the hair with her other hand, she could have, sectioned the hair with clips.
Thank you. All right, so no clips. No clips. And then hair also don't have no control, because she only did this and was doing this. I wish she showed you guys how much hair that was coming out. I don't care if you have conditioner in a person's hair. You do not comb out nobody's hair with one. I have two stylists that does that in this salon, and I cringe every time they do that. Sister Dara does it, Esunam does it. They'll put the hair up, it's just that, people bad at it, and they do this. Did you see, what did I tell you? When she was doing this at the hair, she was doing this. Pulling on it versus combing. But if she had held the hair that she was trying to comb at it, she has control.
And when she was doing that part, you could see a little of her hair.
Falling into that, that's why I said I wish she showed. The part is she didn't tell you, she didn't show you anything. She just showed you how to do it, and that's a salon setting. Another thing that she did to me that I felt like was wrong, she said, put conditioner in the client's hair and use the the head, the nozzle of the sink, right? You guys know what nozzle is, right? The sink head, this, the nozzle, this. Yeah, focus that water on the client's, on the sediment, right? Once you put conditioner, focus that on the sediment, and it would come out. And then she started flushing water on the client's head.
Wouldn't that tingle the ends of the hair?
If you're not careful, depending on the hair type you're dealing with, that can create that can turn into a serious tangle job. If you're not careful. She knows what she was doing, but again, I almost think that's our technique versus how do you teach everybody to do a takedown? How do you do everybody to do a takedown? It's, you can, that was a really, I would say advanced takedown that person developed. And that to me, there's a lot of clients here that got lost in the process. Because first of all, what they did was they did not take the sediment out in the chair. They came to the sink. They did not section the hair for control. All the hair was pouring into it. So she had to and then she dumped conditioner, and then she kind of started using. One thing that she did really right was she used her fingers to control the job, right? Started doing the takedown with her fingers and going through the sediment. And then when she separated the sediment with her finger, then she took the hose and started flushing them down. If you separate it with your fingers, you can flush them down, but the truth of it is, yes, you're gonna flush them down you can flush them down. I'm not there, but you can flush them down as far as you can. And then, she took a brush to start whacking it out to make sure everything gets out. But I also think that there was so much overuse of product. Product overuse. You agree with me on that? So product overuse. And then when I do takedown here, you see me do takedown, right? What do we use here? And that's it. Water. We control the job. Water. The only time we use, as a matter of fact, ask them, do I really like us using conditioner? Except because conditioner is so heavy. It softens, but the job of a conditioner is to really kind of give you moisture. Right? It's moisture. It's heavy. Conditioners are heavy for a reason. Conditioners are not shampoo. Okay, hold this bottle. Which one is heavier, even just by weight? Right, no, this is conditioner. Right, no, let's see. Yeah, this one is conditioner. So this one, and this is shampoo. So, yeah, so this one, what I'm saying is conditioner are more heavier, shampoos are not. Right. So you gotta always think about, when you're using conditioner product and you are abusing product overuse on the client's hair, all in the name of takedown. Now, conditioner is meant to serve one purpose: moisturize your client's hair. So if you're not doing moisture and you're bringing conditioner to a takedown, you've lost all the money in that damn job. And then on top of that, like you said, she did not use a wide tooth comb when she started. She took a detangling brush, and she didn't even show us the bristle. Do you see that? So that's why I'm telling you, sometimes people go to YouTube to go learn a lot of things, and they come to the salon as professionals and do it all wrong. In my opinion, I think that was wrong. I don't think that that's the proper way of, even though she was able to execute to the end, but I think the client lost hair that they didn't have to lose in that process. So now I'm looking at your face and you're still not there. But I want to know, ask me those questions and then I can answer you.
So are you saying that there are some services that you just use shampoo, you don't use conditioner?
Okay, don't get me wrong. When you wash a client's hair, what I'm saying is pre-shampoo process. That's why I had to go home and do homework on pre-poo. There's a reason behind that madness. Everything until you get to the sink is called pre-shampoo. Pre-shampoo. So my thing is, when you're doing pre-shampoo, I rather use water and oil. and my tools, including my hand, to get the hair to where we actually do a shampoo service. And the shampoo service is very simple. Hair is already detangled, free of any clumps, free of any extra shedding hair, and then I wash, right? Because I want to focus on scalp, and focus on scalp out to the ends, right? And then when I'm done, because we know that a shampoo is a stripper, right? It strips, right? It's an astringent that strips. That's why you want to use sulfate-free shampoo, because you don't want it to deposit anything that, so it strips, and then conditioner will do what? Replenish, replace. So yes, you want to use a conditioner because you've taken all that nutrient, you want to put it back. But what I'm saying in this case is, this stylist, before she did a pre-shampoo, she was wasting all the product. She did literally use shampoo on this client's hair 3 different times. She used shampoos for takedown, she used shampoo for finger combing, and then when she had the brush on, she had conditioner. So 3 occasions, she advised conditioner. So if somebody that is a young stylist take that advice, they might get in trouble. And another thing that I didn't like is the fact that, again, she brought taking down the sediments, right, to the sink, which you can't really see much. Well, their sink is different because they have their sink where you're sitting at the back of the client. You have more visual control in the chair versus in the sink. So, make sense? All right, Miss Josephine, any more questions? So does that make sense what I'm saying? So yeah, so yes, you do use conditioner, but you always want to do, and then also I like the fact that she did a co-wash for the client. You know, she did a co-wash, conditioner, wash the hair, you know, I mean, but again, it still would have been the same. Shampoo, conditioner, you might steam the hair, and then, you know, wash off the conditioner and blow out the hair. So, yeah. Because the whole goal of a braid takedown is what? What's the main goal? Is to save the hair. You want the list. The hair is going to shed, but how much hair is going to shed? Who is in control of that? The stylist. If the client is doing it themselves, we saw the one that she did at home, didn't do the right job. Do you know, let me tell you guys one secret. Do you know how many products I sell during the show just by explaining to them, how do you take down your hair? Take down my hair dry. How do you take down your hair? So I figured that was a sales pitch. I just, oh, okay. Oh, if you use, you know, you should take down your hair wet. Then I'll teach them how to make a wet solution to do a takedown. And also you will use the same oil to do a pre-shampoo. And then you can use the oil to also put as a leave-in on your hair. And if you use a blow dryer, you can use the oil as a moisturizer. One oil serves so many purposes. So because that's what I do in my salon. I don't bring anything heavy, anything that is going to restrict or that is not going to have me have more control of the hair. I want to have more control of the hair. I don't want the product having more control than I do. You know, and when you're working with conditioner, number one, you've created an overly wet surface. That surface was so wet, was wet all around, you know, that, you know, even your comb or your tool has to be, there's some kind of resistance to move your comb. That's why when she was brushing, she was doing this. She was almost hacking at the hair. Okay, it's called hacking. When you hack at the hair, it shouldn't be like that. She's supposed to hold that hair at the base, the hair she's about to comb, hold it at the base, even you said that. Hold that hair at the base, have more control, and then comb at it. Like, you should not have to be doing this. Yeah. And there's no way, just watching that video, I've done hair for 20 years, there is no way that hair was coming out. Oh yeah, this is how much. You guys have been here when Sister Dora was taking down Mrs. Kim's hair. Good. Finally we talked about it. Did you see how much hair that lady lost that day?
Did she come back?
Oh, she's my daughter's grandma, so she's gonna come back. But did you see? And what did she do wrong first? She brought her to the sink, got her hair wet. And then again, depending on the curl pattern, and then Mrs. Kim's hair did what? They went and engaged each other, they locked up, and then she was trying to take it down. And as she was taking it down, the hair wasn't locked up so badly but the way she was taking it down, she was hacking at it. And all that hair was on the floor. The client's hair was falling on the floor. Yeah, so you could really cause the person's damage by not doing it correctly. Not that you're not, a lot of these stylists have been doing hair for so long, they come up with their own skill, you know, and to Mrs. Dora, that was fine. It was just fine. Yeah, that's the amount of hair that should come out. No. Yes, ma'am.
When a stylist is hacking out the hair, can that cause traction alopecia?
No, traction alopecia is a very aggressive pull because what happened with traction alopecia is your follicle will fall out. The follicle will literally fall out of place, would come out. I did a silk press on Saturday and she had all traction alopecia here. Yeah, all over here. And you could even see because there were two of our follicle poking and looking at me and they would be white. Remember, the hair roots is white, the demopapilla is them, and I had to go in and pluck them out because they were like literally dead. They were just sticking out.
So when you said to hold the base of the hair, do you mean the root?
The root.
Okay, so.
Yeah. So yeah, she had. Are you talking about the client on Saturday or which one?
No, to comb.
Yeah. Remember when she was combing the bottom? She had a hand. She pulled the hair like this, right? She pulled the hair. And she was doing this. But what you're supposed to do is section the hair, right? In school here, I'm going to teach you 6 quadrant. You put the hair in quadrant, and then whatever you're combing, right? You want that is the only hair that needs to be held, because now you have more control. When you're doing this and this, who is holding what you're combing at?
Your other hand.
No, there's nothing holding what she's combing at.
Oh,
She just grabbed the hair, sectioned one hair out, and she was doing this. Well, what's holding the base of that? Nothing. So you're just hacking out the hair. But what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to hold the root in place and slow, and that's why the other girl was like, well, you come from the bottom to the top. I told you, I go from the scalp to the middle, go back to the front, comb it out, and then let release, and release. Yeah, and that's my technique that I came up with. Because again, I'm all for the integrity of a client's hair. I'm always watching for that. So I come up with different stuff. Okay, we're at now.
Is that the same thing, Empire? Is that how they come?
Empire Beauty School?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I left Empire Beauty School too many years ago. And, but you have to understand that, do they give them a wide tooth comb? I don't even know. I don't think so. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But they give them a detangling brush. So.
I was just trying to figure out how you came up with, that's a wonderful idea, how you came up with that idea.
Oh, you mean the takedown?
Yeah.
Just doing hair, and I will see what.
Okay.
You have to, when you start walking, you're going to come up with also speed. What's efficient for you? You know, what's efficient for me is that's the easy way to do takedown. As a matter of fact, when I take hair down, I take my hair down backwards. People take hair down forward, like this way. I've seen her take hair down. She will lift it up and she has the comb going this way. Am I right? I think I showed you one time. Yeah, see, I flip mine backwards and then I go in. I do things so different. And it just, that's just the way it processed to me. If I show you, you'll be like, huh, what are you doing?
You say you take it backwards?
I just flip the hair backwards and then listen to me, I have to be close to my hair. I don't want, and anything that is doing this to me is, you have the chance of pulling somebody's hair. So I'm always trying to make sure that I'm so close to the hair. So flipping the hair down and taking it down this way, backwards, it just makes sense to me. I don't know how to explain it. So yeah, so like some people want to take hair down and they will do this.
Yes, I've seen that.
I don't do that. I will do this and then I will go like this. You see that? It's closer to me. I can't go past my chest.
Right.
So that way, I am not hurting the client. But a lot of people who do this, and then they'll get here. Look at how far now their hand is going, and they get here. I don't do that. I do this, and it's faster for me because now I have more control. Wow. So technique is just technique, and if I explain it to somebody, someone will be like, oh no, but you know, when I showed up, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. And it really do make sense. But that's over my years of doing hair. Sometimes, you know, I don't feel like I'm hurting my own hand. Keep going like this with every takedown versus I have control. But one thing I've also keep telling you, and take this, is I'm going to teach you a lot how to have your tools be an extension of you. We're going to work on body composure when we get to clinical. How your stance, where are your stance? You know, because you don't want to shut out your knee, you don't want to shut out your legs. So a lot of times when I see you do something, I might move you, adjust you, because those are the things that keeps you doing hair for a long time. Yeah. Okay, all right, let's move on. What's the time? We took a break, didn't we?
Yeah.
Awesome. We took more than a 15.
Yeah.
Because I have to go relieve myself. Okay, so now let's go to, let me read now. Product to use and avoid when cleansing braids. When cleansing braids, natural hairstylists should make sure to use products that are gentle, moisturizing, and prevent tangling. There are some products natural hairstylists should consider using when washing braids. First, sulfate-free shampoo. Sulfate can be harmful to the hair and strips it from its natural oil. A sulfate-free shampoo cleanses the hair without damaging it. So that said, what kind of shampoo should you use if you don't use sulfate-free shampoo?
Natural.
No. What kind of shampoo? Remember I talked about it even before we got here. What kind of shampoo should we be using?
Oh, oil, water and oil.
Moisturizing shampoo, 2-in-1, something that already have a conditioner deposit in it. Don't use it like, now if you want to do a braid sediment that is really, really dirty, what kind of shampoo should you use? What? A what? No. A cleansing shampoo, right? A cleansing shampoo. Remember I showed you before we even got here, we talked about a clarifying, a cleansing shampoo. It would say neutralizing or clarifying, right? Really? Neutralizing or clarifying shampoo. Those are the ones you want to use when you really just want to strip the person's hair and bring that person to just his natural pH. You want to take everything they came with, right? Well, this kind of shampoo right here is what I want you to be using over here. It said moisturizing and detangling shampoo, because this one is going to strip but at the same time is depositing. Does that make sense? Yeah. Make sense? Okay. So please pay attention to that, okay? Right. And before you leave school, you will have access to the product. So yeah, you have access to, because we're gonna start doing clients pretty soon, right? Yeah, you better start looking for clients. You guys won't be clients. I'm not the only one doing the work. We're all gonna have to find them. ChatGPT is calling me? Jesus Christ. What? Does ChatGPT call people?
That's creepy a little bit.
That is so creepy. Jesus. I'm no. Yeah, I know. All right. So now let's go to Clear Gel Shampoo that rinse thoroughly. So what's Clear Gel Shampoo that cleans thoroughly? I just showed you guys.
The moisturizing and
That's why I wanted to read this. It is your neutralizing or clarifying. Okay? It says Clear Gel Shampoo that rinse. You hear that? Rinse. It takes everything out. These shampoos are easy to rinse out of the hair. Then we have acidic shampoo. An acidic shampoo such as what? Apple cider vinegar. So can you bring apple cider vinegar? Yes, you can use apple cider vinegar.
they use it with dreads, right?
Huh? Yes, they use it with dreads. Why? Because it's very acidic and it's also going to take away stuff. So when you're using apple cider vinegar, or when you're encouraging your clients to do an apple cider rinse, because they can do an apple cider rinse once a week to take out any gunk, please encourage them to deposit oils back, because apple cider vinegar is very acidic. And it's going to strip the hair, and if they use it and not putting oils back in their hair, what happens to that hair that they think they are protecting?
It kills, it damages it.
Because you will be what?
Dry.
Very dry. Ding, 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 ding. So when you are advising something, make sure that you're thinking of it thoroughly and you're bringing solutions to them. So if you have oils, or even, believe it or not, don't worry. I'm about to make my apple cider. You can do an apple cider rinse concussion in your salon where you can put the apple cider in the bottle and you can put some oils in it and then make sure that you put like what did I call it? Like a soluble, we're gonna talk more, what, that kind of mix the oil with the water, right? And then you sell it. And that's Gaia cider rinse for dreads, for braids. That what I said makes sense, or did I lose you? Because I know you have business so much. What did you say over there? What did you say over there? I want to hear you. This juicy marketing thing. Did you see Josephine's eyes just now? It grew 10 times bigger. Like, huh? That was good. I was talking to this. All right, what I said, don't worry, I'll repeat that. We won't write it on the board. So I said, so you put your acid rinse. Let's see. Your acid rinse, you can make that in house. You buy regular apple cider vinegar from the store. You take the apple cider vinegar because if they do an acid rinse alone, Miss Yana already said it's gonna dry out the hair, it's gonna soak up all the hair. So you can take your acid rinse, get your apple cider vinegar, buy your good essential oil. However many essential oil you think, and you want to use essential oils that helps the hair with moisture. So like the Haragon, like maybe a little bit of butter, just some little bit of butter, like shea butter, or mango butter. You can mix it into that acid rinse, right? And then you find, they call it, we're gonna come to emulsifier. You emulsify it together, right? Once you emulsify it together, all that oil and the acid, the apple cider vinegar get mixed up, and right there you just produce yourself an acid rinse. That has moisturizing abilities to it. So it doesn't dry out their hair anymore. If anything, it actually cleans the hair and also help them with moisture. I just gave you a deal.
But how you spell emulsifier?
E, you're gonna disgrace me on YouTube. E-M-U-L-S, emulsifying. Fine. Yeah, emulsifying, so emulsifying. Right there. E-M-U-L-S-I-F-I-N-G. Emulsifying. So you mix it, it's a form of mixing things together. So you emulsify. But guess what? Let me teach you even one better. Take everything I just tell you. Where should you put it? In ChatGPT. And guess what? We just come up with a nice formula for you. And actually, I was going to make that. But again, when I move out of here, I'll be making a lot of product at home. Because my goal is to create a factory where I make it. So those are some of the products that I personally want to make. Because it's very simple, but a lot of people, they don't have good product in the market. Like, people want to do a detox. Well, you could do a detox, or you could buy that product and do a rinse once a week to your hair, and then you can make it at home. It depends on how you want to, how you want to sell it to your clients. You want to teach them to make it at home. Do you want to make sure you have it available and they are using it, as you prescribe to your client?
Can I ask again, when do we use that? Is it
For instance, when they remember how they want to wash their braids?
Yeah.
So they can do it before they get to the sink, right? So it can be used as a pre-poo. It can be used, especially people that wear dreads and their dreads is always collecting dust, right? Or their hair is always dry, or they have a lot of buildup. So that product I just told you would be somewhere that has buildups. So its goal is to kind of decrease or eliminate buildups. It won't even decrease, it will eliminate because of that acid component. But my fear is if you're using anything acidic, right, automatically you're going to blow up remember the hair itself is acidic, right? What's the acidic range of hair? 4.5 to what? 5.5, right? So when we use any acidic product, we just did this. We just took that acidic pH of the hair out, we just took it up. So the oils is going to do that balancing act. That's why I said, as a homework to you guys, I don't wanna, just a free homework, you could go, and then just, I'll be curious what you come up with.
This product would be really good for you because you get a lot of direct lines.
Yes, that's why I said, so the one I created right now, I kind of technically have something like that. The only thing is I only use water, water, glycerin, and shea butter, and other stuff to make it smell good. And I use that as because sometimes people that wear braids too, before you know it, in the week, that scalp gets dry. So that is also kind of like a hair revitalizer. Yeah, but this that I just gave you out of my head is for people that like doing that detox. Because I do detox, and I change, I'm a processor, right? So when I first started doing detox, it was like baking soda, apple cider vinegar, what else? Baking soda, apple cider vinegar, and what else is in there? Something else is in there. And they mix it all up they put it together, and they'll say lay in there. And I called a friend, I said, God, that just gotta be bad for the hair, because everything, like the baking soda, is good, but it's really acidic. And she was like, oh yeah, that's true. And I said, how about we put some rose, or we put some peppermint, or we put, something that puts back that moisture in the hair. It wasn't so much of the smell, it was just the fact that I felt like they were too high for the hair. So I started incorporating essential oil into my concoction. So when I mix it, I'll dump some oils in there. So as the hair is stripping, is also kind of, so that's why you gotta be careful how much oil you do, because if you put something that is very buttery or very rich, well, you're taking out buildup to give back buildup. So you wanna put something that is very light. So you're not, it's almost like when you create a moisturizing shampoo. Whoever did that had to put some kind of oil back in there. Make sense? All right, so now let's go into clarifying shampoos. Clarifying shampoos Clarifying shampoo can severely stress the hair and strip it of its natural oil. They can also cause tangles and damage to braids. While we have your moisturizing conditioner, avoid every cream shampoos and conditioner that can coat the braids shaft. Then we have petroleum-based product. Petroleum-based product, only liquor, like I said, liquor is going to be more of like lubricating, okay, the hair and scalp. They do not allow moisture to enter or leave the hair. So lubricate, but also they create more of a film. Do you guys know like those food wrapping? Those white food wrapping?
Oh,
What do they call it?
saline wrap?
Yeah, saline wrap, yeah. So kind of think about that, right? So a petroleum base, that's why when we do product testing, we actually do have a petroleum base, a lot of petroleum bases are really bad for the hair. I mean, it's historically, you can Google it, especially the one back there. It's very bad for them because it almost like coats the critical. It's kind of like putting that saline wrap on a plate. The food can't fall out. It's locked in there. So that's why petroleum is really bad for the hair, because it just coats and just coats the critical and put it in place, and there's no hair or freedom, versus where oil would disintegrate, right? As soon as the oil touches your skin, it starts breaking up, right? Because of the heat that rises in the body. But petroleum is so thick that it just do this, like a bandage.
What is petroleum usually in?
Right there, it's petroleum jelly, right here. This right here is petroleum jelly.
Oh, for styling?
Yeah, you can use it, but this one says,
That sounds great.
you see? No, petroleum. And then it has coconut oil. So this product particularly is really bad. This particular product. So if you're using any petroleum-based product, you have to be very careful, because they actually just kind of like a bandage. They sit there and they don't allow your hair to have the freedom. You have. That's why when you put that in your hair, it's just thick. Your hair becomes heavier than it should be. Right?
They don't have the Blue Magic grease though. Does it have petroleum?
Bad.
Oh, wow.
Bad. So sorry, Blue Magic. But it's true. So, but this is not something that I want everybody. Where's your phone? Go get your phone. Go get your phone and research. Oh,
No, this is from the break. It's okay.
even better. I said put phone and just like you think you slick. Put it right here. All right. So I want you to please Google, is Blue Magic good for the hair or not? That's it. Blue Magic or petroleum. Petroleum. Yeah, I want you to do Blue Magic because it's historically been known that Blue Magic petroleum gel is really bad for the hair. It's just heavy. It's heavy. As a matter of fact, I would consider using it more as a to comb out something versus to like use it more for application.
It says Blue Magic can be good for your hair by providing moisture, but results vary depending on hair type.
That's what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
AI review over.
So any petroleum-based product would be bad for your hair. So petroleum-based product. And in Blue Magic, the first product, so and remember what I told you guys, I need you to research, is petroleum-based product good for the hair? That's what I want you to research. But because the thing is, I told you guys the first three ingredients that's in a product is what truly makes the product. So in Blue Magic, you have petroleum as their first ingredients. Coconut oil also as their second ingredients. Coconut oil, I would like prefer if it's just a coconut oil and they skip the petroleum. And then they have benzo, whatever they have in there, which is also really not good for the hair.
It says,
Okay.
go ahead.
It says that it's an occlusive, meaning it seals the hair and scalp by forming a barrier that keeps moisture from escaping. It locks in moisture, adds shine, protects, and helps the scalp from with protection.
With Blue Magic, or just petroleum, yeah. So it's two
Wait, it doesn't actually moisturize, it's on the top of it.
So, yeah, and petroleum is just too thick. So historically, it's been known that you want to stay away from petroleum-based product because they are too thick for our hair. Our hair loves moisture, but also our hair needs to breathe. It needs to breathe. And if you're putting petroleum product on your hair, you better find some place that is hot, that can melt that product down to where your hair it sits like a film to the hair versus just sitting there to actually do the job of moisturizing the hair. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I don't lose anybody.
so it got the benefit
And yes,
downside.
yes, and the downsides. But when you look at the benefit, yes, you get moisture. But when you look at the downsides, well, then it almost like contradicts the benefit.
Yes.
And this is not, you guys, I know the first class I would teach and point that out because the truth of it is, you see that product Blue Magic, it's actually on most people's household.
It is.
Yeah.
It's actually,
I like
But
five
guess
or
what?
six.
I would recommend that you switch over from Blue Magic. It's your good old pink oil. They never go.
Smells good.
They never went wrong when they made this. Good old, this right here is the baby of the baby bag. I love it. It's a good product. When they made this product, they actually, in my opinion, they had black people in mind, but only thing with this is, the product ingredients are bad. Product ingredients are bad, but because of we as black people and the texture of our hair, especially the 4Cs, I shouldn't say black people, I should say very highly textured hair. I think that when you use this smartly, it can be an advantage. For instance, using this putting a little bit of this in your deep conditioner would serve you better than just depositing this naturally on your hair. Because this is also another product. As a matter of fact, this one has water. Then it has paraffin liquidum, which is bad. Anything paraffin is going to be bad. It just means that it has this waxy base to it. And then it has Lamoni, right? That's also thick base. And then it has beeswax to it, thick. Petroleum, thick. Sodium borate, thick. What else do I know? That's perfume. You know, anything that has fragrance, it's not really necessarily good for the hair. And then it has the same thing as that has benzyl benzonate. So when you read all this, and then we're going to get into more detail on what does this mean. You're going to read them in your book. You will know that this product is actually not really good, but again, how you use it, I would rather have this than have petroleum. Because this has some water soluble to it. They put some water in it, and it's not as thick as a petroleum. So if you put a little bit of this and you mix it with your dip conditioner, it can go a long way. You see how thick that is too, but it's not as thick as that. And I feel like if you walk this, you know, still shiny, it might go into the hair more better than that would go into the hair. Much better. But again, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. Either way, both are not the greatest product on the market. But this is what we've been stuck with for years. This was our definition of shine, baby, shine, right? Every Black household believe in this product. They've used it for years. But also, this product, I've also, you know, some way, if we abused the use of it, we were doing more damage to our hair. Same reason why when you go to, you know, I'll say even 10, 15 years ago, if you go to every salon that does textured hair, when they want to flat iron your hair, they'll first put spirit spray, right? Alcohol, stiff the hair, and then you hear the flat iron doing this shh, this like frying technique. I'm like, where the hell did they come up with silk press? Who came up with silk press? Because whoever came up with silk press saved everyone from that frying. I mean, have you had your hair done like that where they spray Fantasia or they spray, what was that very popular one? Sprit spray, yeah. I don't even see sprit spray on the market anymore. Who knows? Yeah, they'll spray that first, right? They'll wash your head, conditioner it, and then they bring everything back. They'll put pink oils, put spray, put on the flat iron, and then they start cooking. And that's how we've been known. And then until silk press now, and then people are even redefining silk press because now people are realizing it's not about using so much product. If anything, you want to use less product, but make sure that the hair can retain, can hold on to what you've used. And all of that is tools, technique, that's what does that.
Why did they shift away from the hot iron?
Because it's a bad way of flat ironing hair. So
it's better than flat iron.
no, repeat that. Why did they shift away from what?
The iron comb.
The iron comb?
Yeah.
Okay, so the iron comb, I'll tell you the difference. You see this? And are you talking about the old ones or the new ones?
The old one.
Okay, so you see this plates? And this is why you came to school here. You're going to have to do research on plates of flat irons. These are these are plates. So this one is new. I haven't even broken into this yet. I can break into them. So this plate is actually going to soak up all the moisture in your hair because of the plate. That's why the new hot comb, if you notice, the new hot comb has not even hot. Then you plug it in and it does the trick because why? They changed the plate. So this plate is like a stove plate. So this, you put it against somebody's hair, it does the job, but at the same time, it soaks up all the moisture out of the hair. So that's why it's bad for any type of hair. But the new plate now, and I couldn't tell you what plate they've switched to. It's not as hot, you know, you can plug it. It can be hot because why? Some of them, like this, don't have no control. It has no control gauge, it has nothing. All it does is you gotta put it in a stove and then you let it get hot and then you use it on the hair. While with the new ones, you have a control valve to it and you can put it in like a control setting, 300, 200, 150, And then they also change the plate
What did you use that on?
on people's head.
Like the silk press?
Yeah, you could use this for making the hair straight. You put it on and you press it and you kind of walk your way down. Yeah, or you can use it to curl the hair, you know. I honestly, I bought this because I was being trained on using this, and I realized really fast that this is actually very hot and it's not controlled heat. And because it's not controlled, the heat that actually radiates from this, it's not safe for the hair. Yeah, you could damage somebody's hair and fry somebody's hair really fast with that. So does that answer your question, Ms. Josephine?
Yeah.
Yes. So it is, but again, we're going to do research on what are the kind of flat iron plates. What plates should you be trying to buy when you go buy your tools, right? Even though at school here, you guys have professional flat iron, and a lot of your plates are titanium plates, so they are good plates, right? But maybe you, as a stylist, you might want to change up, but how do you know what's plate? It used to be ceramic, right? And then it's titanium, right? So there's different kind of plates you're gonna have to figure out. So that way you could be using what's safe and what's best for your clients here. Okay? All right, awesome. And then we go to a heavy wax, gel, and or pomade. This attracts dust and dirt from the environment. Commercial dandruff shampoo, this consists of ash chemicals that remove sebum from the hair. If a client has used commercial dandruff shampoo, deep conditioner is necessary to moisturize the hair. What are commercial dandruff shampoo? For instance, White Rain. Ever heard of White Rain? You've never heard of White Rain? All right, well, don't buy it at the dollar store. It's called White Rain. Another one that used to be really bad that I know that everybody in their mama was using is called Mane and Tail. Anybody heard of Mane and Tail? Holy smokes, Lord Jesus, where are these people? Nobody uses it. You guys are bougie. Nobody uses Mane and Tail in your household?
Maybe I gotta see like the bottle.
All right, let's research Mane and Tail or White Rain. I think it's called M-A-N-E, Tail, and then White Rain. Can you see? Yes. I got bougie students. My students are bougie.
Like this.
No, that's maintain. Can I get out of this? Yes.
This one.
Yeah. Mane and tail, right here. This is the one. Mane and tail.
I've seen that before, but
Nah, don't even,
I've seen it, but I've never used it.
if you tell me you've never seen that product, I will fight you. That's what I'm saying. So right there is one of those products that they've marketed for years that was good for our hair. Bad. Okay, so those are the things I'm telling you. You go to a place, you don't know what the product is, you don't know what it's used for, you just seen it with a friend, and oh, that's good. That was what Pink Oil, Petrol, Blue Magic, Mane and Tail, White Rain. Another one that is very popular is Pantene, right? And a lot of people use Pantene or Pantene this, Pantene that. Without you knowing the product ingredients, I'm not saying that this product are necessarily bad, but again, if your pH of your hair does not balance that pH of that product, you're doing damage, right? You're doing damage. Have you guys seen White Rain?
No, I haven't.
All right, let's research White Rain. Today is slow, or is it me?
Oh, I've seen this.
Hmm?
I've seen this shampoo.
You guys seen White Rain? Yeah, White Rain, yeah. So some, you see a lot of them at the dollar store. I don't even know if they carry it anywhere. So that's another product that I don't necessarily think that textured hair people buy that, but some textured hair people do. But again, those are very popular products that have been like kept on the shelf to come into our household because it's very popular. You hear from another person and then another person. Pantene is another big one that they've captured the mind of their consumers. And because I use Pantene. Anybody had of Pantene, right? That's just how. But then when you look at the product ingredients in Pantene, is it really safe for the hair, or is it safe for your hair? Right? You can't think of it. It might be safe for this person's hair, but is it safe for your hair? So always have that approach when you're addressing product, especially commercialized product that you buy just because somebody asks you, why are you using Blue Magic? It's supposed to give moisture. Have you tested? Do you know what is the pH in Blue Magic? I don't know. What is the product? I don't know. But it's gonna give me moisture. Well, how do you know that? Because it helped my mama hair grow. Okay. All right.
Should you ever buy 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner like Head and Shoulder?
So Head and Shoulder is another one. Good. Head and Shoulders. That's another commercialized product. So Head and Shoulder, again, you have to know the pH of Head and Shoulders, right? If we had anybody had Head and Shoulders at home? No. Okay, so if you have any product at home, right now is a good time when we're doing product testing and when we're building product. Feel free to bring those products out because we have pH strips. We're going to get to test majority of the product back here. Bring those products because then you want to know what you got going on at home. Maybe you want to throw it in the trash, or maybe you want to find a way to use it. Because the product is high in pH doesn't necessarily mean that it is bad, right? Maybe you need to bring another product that drives that pH down, right?
And it said mix with water in the video when we're watching. Mix your shampoo with water. Is that okay?
You would always mix shampoo with water because you cannot. How would you move shampoo without water? How? If I put shampoo in your hair and I don't put water.
No, that's not what I was thinking.
Oh, sorry,
I was mix it. So
Before you put it in a person's hair, why would you do that?
I thought that's what the video was saying. Okay.
Those videos you're watching, a lot of them is because I put them there because something is wrong with it.
Okay.
That's why the first one you watched was at home.
Okay.
And then the reason also why I put those videos there is so you can see what shouldn't I not do. Because I'm telling you what you need to do. Right? So that's what those videos are for. There are some videos that you're going to watch that is really telling you, how. So we're going to watch another video real quick. What is that? What? No, I'm not trying to get to call me. I don't know. All right, so we're gonna watch this one real quick.
Hair video in a very long time, but a lot of you guys have been requesting for me to do an updated version of how I wash my braids. So these braids are almost 3 months old. Crazy. So this is what it looks like. It doesn't look too crazy or too bad right now because I did kind of refresh the front area. And when I say refresh, I don't mean removing the braids and putting in new ones. I mean simply maybe adding a little bit of gel and slicking down my hair and putting on a little hair tie and a few other little things that I will share with you guys in a different video. But today's video is strictly going to be how I wash. So pretty much I'm going to show you guys how I shampoo between each and every braid because my scalp is showing and it's very flaky. So I'm going to show you guys how I do that with some shampoo. And now I'm going to show you guys how I condition my actual hair. I try not to get the conditioner on the actual scalp. Conditioner is made for your hair, not your scalp. And when you put conditioner on your scalp, that can cause buildup. Just lightly moisturize and seal. And that's going to be today's video. On the next video that you guys will see with these braids will be me maintaining the hairline. The last video that you will see is me taking out these braids, and I'm going to show you guys how much hair I lost throughout the 3 months. Because there's going to be a lot of shedded hair, because as you know, you lose about 50 to 100 strands a day. So don't be alarmed when you remove braids or you take down a style after a whole week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months. You're going to have a lot of shedded hair. It's very normal. What we're going to do first, this video is going to be very detailed, but this is something that I've always enjoyed doing with my beauty channel. I like teaching, and this is how I started off this channel, so I'm going back to my roots. So we are going to grab a spray bottle, and I have one here, and you can get this at your local dollar store, beauty supply store, Walmart, wherever. You do not need an expensive one. This one was, I think I got this from Dollar Tree actually, and this was probably about $1. So what you want to do is fill it up, not all the way, you just want to fill it up maybe just a little bit, maybe to the first line, halfway. You just want to fill it up a little bit with your favorite shampoo. So right now, the shampoo that I'm using, you do not have to use this, because most of you guys would not have this, but if you are interested in getting it, the link will be down below. So I have this one by London Ivy. It is her black soap. I'm almost done, like I only have a little bit left. I actually use this on my face as well. That's one great thing about London Ivy stuff. All natural, so you can use it anywhere on your body, which is awesome. Anyways, so you want to go ahead, pour some shampoo into your spray bottle, and then you want to fill it up with a little bit of water. Dilute the shampoo so that way it's very runny and it's easier to work with, because you want it to come out of the spray bottle. If you put thick shampoo in the spray bottle, it's not really going to come out. And if it does, it's going to be really chunky. So this makes it really easy to work with. So go ahead and take in your hair. And you want to probably get yourself a hair tie, and have one right here. Something to put your hair away. And we're going to go ahead and start applying our shampoo directly to our scalp. You can apply a little bit to your hair as well. I mainly work it into the scalp first, and then let the shampoo just run down the hair. So taking your spray bottle, I already went ahead and shook mine up, so you can go ahead and do that now. Shake it up, and begin spraying. So be careful, because it may run down into your face. So just be careful. If you want, you can start at the back, and then work your way, careful, see it's already starting to run down, and work your way to the front, and then continuing to the back. So let's turn around, and keep this going, and so that's one row, right? So now that that row is covered in shampoo, I'm going to go ahead and use my fingertips. Just my fingertips. You don't want to use your nails. If you want to, I certainly have a lot of flakes. So now that the shampoo is on our scalp, we're going to take our fingertips and we're going to rub. You can do this gently. You can, really put in some arm work and scrub. Since I haven't washed my hair in some time, it's probably been about maybe 3 weeks now, I'm gonna really scrub. I may even use my nails just a little bit, just to get up some of that buildup, because I got a lot on there. And like I was telling you guys, I've been maintaining the front, so I've been adding some product to the front of my hair. So it's definitely some buildup going on. So you'll probably start seeing some flakes coming up. You'll probably even see that your hair is starting to turn white, not from the shampoo, but from the product that's actually in your hair, like your moisturizer, your oil. Don't worry. I will say that it's probably best to use like a clarifying shampoo, something that's a little bit stronger. If you want to make your own shampoo, you can definitely use like the apple cider vinegar, and that will help as well. Because apple cider vinegar, not just straight up apple cider vinegar, you have to dilute that. That would be too strong for your scalp if you don't dilute it. So make sure you dilute it, and then work it into your scalp. So just doing the same thing all around to the back. I kind of like to do it in a row, because I can keep track of where I've done my massage. And of course, I am taking my time and working the shampoo in and massaging my scalp as well. And at the end, once I've done all my hair, I will come back to the front and really with the shampoo into the front. Also, let me take this time now to share some tips with you guys because I've been getting a lot of questions about how I managed to keep my hair looking so neat. So, one thing for sure I will say to you guys, this time around I did not go on vacation with my braids. For the most part, I usually get braids for when I'm going on vacation. I did not go on vacation with these braids this time around. And normally when I go on vacation, I'm in the pool, salt water every single day. So that means I gotta wash my hair every single day. So that played a huge part in why I was able to make these braids work. Because that's one reason. I was not washing my hair very often. This is actually the second time I'm washing my hair in 3 months. In 3 months. Like, that is so awful. That is something I've never, ever done before. And I blame it. I shouldn't blame it, but I honestly, I have not had time. I haven't had any time. I haven't had the patience. Also, at night, every single night, I make sure to cover my hair with my silk scarf. Or if I'm not covering my hair with the silk scarf, sometimes I can't find it. So I just use a silk pillowcase. Also, your braider. Your braider plays a big part in how long your hair will last. I will definitely say, hands down, this braider definitely did an amazing job with braiding my hair. If it's done loosely, it's not gonna last very long. If it's done tight, it's gonna last a lot longer. Alright, so my whole entire head is covered in shampoo. I did go ahead and apply a little extra to the actual strands. Ooh, this feels good. My hair is so itchy. Ooh. So now that my hair is covered in shampoo, I'm pretty much ready to hop in the shower and let the water just run through my hair. Just gonna turn the water to maybe warm/hot because I don't like cold water touching my head. And also I have no porosity here, so warm water is best for my hair type. So just let the water just flow through my hair, and I just lightly use my fingertips to gently massage the shampoo through my hair and let the shampoo run through the length of my hair. Since the shampoo is completely out, I will go ahead and apply some conditioner to my hands and start working that into my braids, and I will leave that in for about 10 minutes or so, or however long it takes me to actually shower. And once I'm done taking my bath, I will go ahead and rinse out the conditioner. Once I'm out of the shower, I go ahead and air dry with a towel on my hair and maybe on my shoulders. And depending on the time of the day, I may go ahead and blow dry if it's really late, or I'm heading out because these braids hold onto water and it will drip all over your clothes, all over the couch, your bed. So now that I'm out of the shower, I definitely need to go ahead and put a towel on my hair because it's dripping. So I'm just taking a clean towel and I'm just going to place it on my hair. So basically just like this, tuck it behind my ears and wrap it around the length of my hair. And I pretty much just squeeze the water out. So like this, just squeezing the water out, turn it into like a turban thing, like this, and tuck it in. Squeeze as I go to take out some of the water. I may even switch the towel because like I said before, braids hold on to a lot of water. So you wanna be mindful of that. So you guys can see how my hair looks. It's pretty clean. I mean, it's 3 months old, so it's not gonna look super perfect, but to me it's manageable, it's doable. I'm gonna be taking them out in a few days, so hairline has grown out. My whole entire head has grown out so much. That's pretty much what I do. Just gonna take your favorite moisturizer, doesn't matter what it is. Take your favorite moisturizer and add some to the length of your hair. For the conditioner doesn't wash out completely when you do condition your hair. It kind of sticks into the hair, so you don't even need to go ahead and moisturize. You gotta work this in, especially if you don't have it. You definitely need to work this in because there's gonna be little white residue on your hair. So you wanna work in really well. If you do wanna dilute it, put in a spray bottle like I showed you guys with the shampoo. Put a little bit of moisturizer, and water. Shake it up and spritz it all over here and work it in. Just like this. So it's up to you how you want to do it. So you do that. Once your hair is all moisturized, you can go ahead and add a few drops of your favorite oil. Use anything that you have on hand. So I'm just gonna add like a few drops of some oil, grapeseed oil, coconut oil, olive oil. The list goes on. Rose hip oil. Any oil that you have on hand, just go ahead and glide that
Outside?
No, in her here.
So I think I'm actually using rose hip oil. This
Oh.
one smells really good. I only
No,
wash my hair
I
twice.
think the problem is,
Having these braids
well,
in,
we're
so
gonna talk about it now.
minimizing the frizz
About to be
and
done.
help with keeping my braids intact for so long.
I'm telling you, when I watched this video, I'm like,
itchy, to be honest. If it was really itchy, I would
What
have
are
washed
these
it more,
people
but it wasn't.
doing?
They really
But
just
a lot of people do that.
really worked with me this time around.
Alright, Miss Josephine. Alright, let's wake up. Okay, so let's talk about that video. What did she do wrong and what are the things she did right? We gotta hear from you. Go ahead, spit.
She not supposed to wash her hair with a braid on it.
Okay, so you're saying she shouldn't even wash the hair when it has braids in it?
Yeah, she's supposed to take it down before washing.
Okay, well that's not necessarily true. But what else? Because you can wash so washing somebody's braid is also a service. How you wash the person's braid is what matters. Because washing a person's braid doesn't do anything to the braid.
Then she put, she's using shampoo on the scalp, not on the hair.
Okay.
It's supposed to be on the hair.
She's focusing shampoo to the scalp, not on the hair.
Yeah.
Okay, because she's trying to get all the dirt out. You know, and she was saying, well, if she traveled and she was swimming, all the salt that she has in her hair. So she was focusing it on the scalp, not the braid. All right, what else?
I don't think she should use conditioner.
At all. So she should not use conditioner because what she just did was, and how she used the conditioner was even wrong. How she put the shampoo in her hair and focusing it to the hair, all that sediment that she thinks is going to go out, where does it go? It runs into the braid. It runs into the braid because of water. So she just opened up and create more problems for herself. And on top of that, she put conditioner in her hair. Now she was putting the conditioner in her hair. She didn't even go to scalp first. She went on the braid, right? So, and she said it herself. You probably don't want to put conditioner in the hair because the conditioner is not going to completely rinse out. And I don't know why the person, because she's like, but this is my second time washing my hair. Where they got that from, where you should use, that's why I said you should use what? Shampoo conditioner. You don't have to bring conditioner to that service, right? You should not. And then when you're washing the hair, you should not focus soap to the scalp. You should just take the soap, create leather, then that leather is actually what you use to wash the hair. So if a client comes to you and comes into the salon to wash their braid, you can wash their braid. There's nothing wrong with that. But instead of taking the shampoo and dumping it on their scalp, you want to put the shampoo on your hand, have water in their hair already, wake up, have water in their hair already, and then run the ladder through. And if the hair is really gotta use your hand to do that kind of washing, and then you go back, lather it, and wash the hair. Do not use any conditioner. Again, this is somebody that is home telling people this is how they wash their braids. So there's a lot of, you would think, right? That's why I'm like, no, so all these videos are do not. That's a big do not. And then on top of that, when she was done, she put some moisturizer on her hands. She rubbed it together and rubbed the braid. She didn't even go into the scalp. The scalp is what nobody can see your hair. The hair is locked up. So to her in her head, well, that cream and whatever I'm using is gonna go into my hair. No. What you can do is maybe take water, pour it into take the oil or the product, pour it into a bottle, create water and oil spray, and then spray the hair down. Saturate the hair nicely. Then you can get the oil to move in. Not put the product in your hand and do this. Now, if anything, you're creating more build-ups. Does that make sense?
Yes.
See what I mean? So yes, you can do that and then put the client under the dryer and let the water and the oil saturate into the braids or indirectly into the braid.
What about if you have braids and you don't really have build-up? What if you just want to spray your hair down with water and oil?
That's fine. That's fine. That is the way you put product. But what she did was put the product in her hand, put all the oil, and she's literally product wasting. Just product wasting. Because the product is not going to go in. That hair is locked into those braids. I mean, I understand if you're trying to put it on the scalp, but if you put it on the scalp, then why did you wash your hair in the first place? You're creating more braid sediment. That's what you're doing. So instead of putting product directly on your hair, you want to have that product put into, use water to move the product into the hair. Right? Okay, let's get up. Let's take a 10-minute break. All right, walk around, shake your legs, shake your body, and let's come back at 2 o'clock. And then we can fire up. All right, Ms. Josephine, you let them take that break. It's because of you they are getting that break.
Thank you.
You're welcome.